How's it going, guys? My name is Cody. I'm a psychotherapist and dating coach that specializes in attachment theory. The other day, a guy sought me out for help because he was experiencing a lot of anxiety about his romantic relationship. He explained to me how delayed responses from his girlfriend would send him into a spiral, even though rationally he understood that there was nothing to be worried about. But nonetheless, he would continually seek out reassurance from her, and this would tide him over for a little while, but then the cycle would repeat. So I had him go through some more in-depth screenings regarding his attachment style, and what we found was that anxiety was indeed 86% overall, but what he wasn't aware of was that his avoidance was at 75%. This guy was not an anxious, preoccupied attachment style. He was actually fearful avoidant. Statistically speaking, fearful avoidance is the least prevalent attachment style overall, but it's also the most misdiagnosed. So as me and this client continued to talk and he provided me the full picture, his deactivation strategies started to become more apparent. And in the early stages of the relationship, he admitted that because of his girlfriend's emotional availability, caring nature, and consistency, this all actually triggered him and he was afraid that he was going to lose her. So what did he do? Well, he self-sabotaged and he called it quits first. From a detached perspective, this doesn't make logical sense. But I do feel a lot for FAs because essentially they are at the knife's edge of attachment. They aren't repressed and detached enough to just coast along like a dismissive avoidant tends to do, but at the same time, they are much more hot and cold compared to an anxious preoccupied. And this causes intense confusion and frustration with the people that they date. They crave and pine for connection, but then once they finally get it, they immediately feel uncomfortable and start to calculate the potential costs of having it. This leads to deactivation and self-sabotage, and then the cycle rinses and repeats. When I work with FAs, we stick to a 12-week protocol. And during those 12 weeks, we focus on gradual exposure for intimacy tolerance. We focus on shifting beliefs so that way connection doesn't feel like chaos. And we also work on real-time regulation skills. So that way, if they do feel overwhelmed in their talking stages, they have the skills to bring themselves back down to baseline. If you're really struggling with FA tendencies and you want help pulling yourself out of the spin cycle that is your dating life, then DM me help now and I'll personally reach out to you so that way we can come up with a game plan.